Hello, Nick.
Hi, Doug.
Given all the stuff that's been swirling, the trade rumors and the losing and the stuff, how good was it to see your guys play maybe their most thorough game of the year tonight?
Yeah, I mean, it was good, Doug. I think we certainly needed it. We certainly are capable. I mean, that might have been, like you said, best we've done all year. Similar to the other night against Utah, though, I thought. We did a lot of things we were wanting to do, and we were pretty decisive, most of the game offensively. So, yeah, it was good.
And I know it's probably not the right word, but is it frustrating that you haven't had a chance to be that way for so long?
Well, I mean, the only thing that's frustrating about it, Doug, is if we can't play our way back into having a chance at the end. Right? I'm just again. I said that a month ago that it was time to, continue to improve and find a rhythm and get some consistency and things like that, so we can be playing our best basketball, at the end and give ourselves a chance. Because I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and act like, I know they had a tough back to back and they didn't play very well. I'm not taking anything away from our guys, but those nights are, you're seeing a lot of nights like that in the league right now. It's just the schedule's tough, man. It's just game, travel game. It's just tough, and you're gonna have some nights where it's just everything looks out of whack. I think, I mean, we've had our share here lately. But hopefully we're not a million miles away of getting some postseason play, and that's what we got to be playing for, and continue to improve and figure things out and try to make a run at that.
Great, thanks and congratulations. Have a
Thanks,
nice
Doug.
quiet day tomorrow.
Okay, I will. I'm gonna sleep
Thanks,
in tomorrow, Doug.
Till like 3 o'clock.
All right. Yeah.
thanks, Doug. We'll go to Josh Lundberg.
Hey, Nick. Obviously, there isn't much about this season that's been ideal. But if this does end up being the last game as a Raptor for any of those guys, how tough is it? How unfortunate is it that it wasn't in front of a sold out crowd in Toronto that got to pay their respects to those guys?
Yeah, I mean, I think in this situation, Josh, a lot of that's tough. I think that you just never know, and I would, again, I don't know what's going to happen. I think that the overall health of the organization has got to be at the forefront. What are we doing for our organization, short term, long term, has to be in play here. It'd be nice, but you wouldn't know anyway, right? It's not like they could, give a final standing ovation to anybody, because nobody knows anything's what's going on. So I don't think it matters. And again, I think that one thing's pretty much sure. I think most of these guys have a place in Raptor fan, I'm not gonna say history, but hearts or whatever. So if they do move and they come back sometime, there'll be a time to give them that round of applause. Hopefully, geez, I hope so. I want to get back and play home game. That home game, full sold out arena in Toronto sounds pretty good right now, Josh.
I don't disagree. Thank you, Nick. Have a good night.
Thanks, Josh. Yep, you too.
We'll go to Mike Ganter.
Hey Nick, congrats on the win tonight. Wanted to ask you defensively. Everybody's been sort of on the defense and trying to figure out when it was going to come back and when it was going to get back to playing the way they're capable of playing. What was it tonight specifically? Did you think that got them
Well,
back?
yeah, I mean, I think, Mike, there's so much of things that are hard to judge this year,
Yeah.
right? That are unexpected, and that I've unexpected, to be honest, too. And I just, yeah, I guess I sit here and you watch those last few games, couple games. I think we played really hard and well against Utah, obviously. But you just aren't yourself, and you're just trying to wonder why we can't move a little quicker and react a little quicker and all that stuff. And it's just, there's really, the only explanation is this thing's been hard to navigate through, and it's harder to come back from than I think anybody has realized. I mean, I know a bunch of teams have gone through it, and it's been hard on all of them, and takes time to get. I mean, takes time to get in shape and get in wind, and you got a lot of other things you're thinking about too. If physically you're just not quite yourself, and I just think that's probably been the case. So, it's good to get off our feet for a day and rejuvenate those legs a little bit and look a little bit more like ourselves for sure.
Got it. Appreciate it, Nick, and
Yep.
envious of the haircut, by the way.
Really? Thanks, man.
We don't get the opportunity up here right yet.
My first one and I think my second one of the year, so maybe my
Thanks,
first
Nick.
one this year actually. So
We'll go to Michael Grange.
it's incredibly liberating, Mike.
Congrats
Who's
for
this
that,
now?
Nick. We all deserve to be liberated.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
I mean, do you allow yourself to get emotional all in these moments? I know we don't know what's going to happen, but potentially that was the last game coaching a group that the remaining group that won a title for you or with you. And like, do you let yourself reflect at all, or is that just us?
No, not really, Michael. I think that all I think, I've kind of always said the same couple things, and that's try to get the group you have, connect and play as well as they can together, and then individually that the guys improve, either in the marketplace or whatever. So, if somebody goes someplace, I hope it's a good move for them. That's it. I wish nothing but the best for these guys, and I think that if they do make a move, that they land somewhere where they continue to improve their value and feel like a important, find a important role in the team that they go to and continue to find some joy in playing. That's really what really matters to me, and try to create that here as much as we can, and then if it's not here, then it doesn't work out for everybody here, and sometimes it does, and that comes to an end, right? But there's opportunities out there in the league, and hopefully they go to a place that's good for them. Want nothing but the best for them.
When your coaching friends ask you, what's it like coaching Kyle Lowry? What have you said? What kind of anecdotes or stories might you share? When I'm sure you get those questions a lot.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I've heaped about as much praise as I can on him, Michael. I mean, I have. I certainly don't mind doing that. I mean, my one comment that I always make that I think is the highest compliment I give him is he plays harder than anybody I've ever seen. Been on the court coaching or coaching against or watching games or anything, he plays harder than anybody I've ever seen. And yeah, I can't give him a higher compliment than that.
Thank you, Nick. Appreciate it.
Yep. Thank you.
Thanks, Michael. We'll go to Tim Bontemps.
I was going to ask something similar, so I will just, I guess, sort of ask it again. If this is the last game, well, I'll ask a little differently, I guess. Because it was Thunder. If this is the last game that you've coached in Kyle's career, what is the thing you'll take away from coaching him? Well, I guess it's been 7-8 years now between being an assistant and also.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Tim, we've developed together, really. I always say when I first got here, I was new to the NBA, and he kind of wasn't really a starting player, like legitimately starting, and so it's been that growth all the way to a 6-time All-Star, Olympic gold medal, and an NBA title, which is really incredible for Kyle Lowry, I think. And he's broken most, or he's really high up there in all the Raptors records. He'll go down as maybe the greatest Raptor ever, I think, to date. But on top of all that, I think we've developed an incredible basketball relationship. We've really both worked at understanding this league, and we've done a lot of it together. I was joking with him tonight. He came over and told me to challenge that one, and I said something, and he said, "Man, I got to get your challenge record up." And I said, "Oh, my challenge record up? It's our challenge record up, because you're the one that's always telling me which one's the challenge or not." So, it's been a lot of that kind of working together type of thing, and we got something that we'll always have, which is that championship run, and that'll always bond us and connect us together.
sort of fitting that if it is his final game, he was a plus 42 in the game he won after.
Was he I thought he was plus 42. That's got to be a record. Steven, is that a record? It's got to be a record, plus 42. I mean, probably not, but that's pretty cool.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Tim.
Thanks,
Good
Tim.
job redirecting there.
We've got time for a couple more. We'll start with Mark Medina.
Hey, Nick, good to see you. So follow up on the quote you just said about Kyle, about him playing harder than anybody you've ever seen. Is there a favorite moment that comes to mind that captures that?
I mean, relating to that, I don't know if I have a specific moment, but I do remember, just times when in a 3-minute flurry, he'd make 6 plays. He'd steal the ball, he'd take a charge, he'd keep a ball alive at the offensive end, he'd knock 3 people over and make a layup, and just a whirlwind of action, and just one play after another. And I just remember saying that all the time. That was, just that would happen quite a bit. It was something that happened all the time. But I think the defining moment, without question, for me and for him probably too, is that start to Game 6 in the NBA Finals. And he came out, and I kind of remember looking at him in the locker room before we were heading out, and man, did he just look ready. He couldn't wait for the ball to go up, and he just tore out of there. And I don't know, I think he had 11 points in the first few minutes of the game, and it really just, that's something that kind of gets everybody else going and settles everybody else in, and so many guys ended up playing well in that game, and they all had to. We needed every bit of it, right? But so that I'll never forget, just kind of that moment in the locker room and that tear in the biggest game of our organization's history.
Thanks, Mark. We'll wrap up with Stephen Long.
Hey, Nick. Eric Koreen wants to inform you that the plus 42 is the highest of anybody this season, and it was the Kyle's career high. It was also the second highest plus minus in Raptors history, to Mark Jackson.
Thank you for that info, Stephen. I thought maybe you'd have your pulse on that.
What was I gonna ask? Sorry, that was the last train of thought. Given the way with the trade deadline tomorrow, you guys are off. Is there any kind of, I guess, relief knowing that like you guys have been in the center of the storm for this entire month, and then come what may, whatever happens, it's over. It'll be over tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure. I think that the deadline always kind of brings that in there, and you make some good points that we seem to be headlining a lot of it, or swirling in the headlines a little bit. But yeah, I think it's some finality to know that you got these guys and you're going to continue to go, or you got some new guys in different scenarios, and you got to get kind of back to work at square one or whatever.
Great. Thanks a lot, Nick.
Yep. Thanks, Stephen.